Hello, welcome everybody. We have today another amazing artist, Alena Maslova, live from Kyrgyzstan. So, welcome, Alena.
Thank you, Dr. Jana. Hi, everyone. I'm Alena Maslova. Yes, as Jana has just said, and glad to see you all. So let's talk. Let's have our beautiful podcast today on planetary arts and brilliant perspectives.
Yes, thank you so much for taking time to be with us. And yeah, please tell us what you do, what's your story, what's your background, and how did you come to art, Alena?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. So, as I've said, I'm Alena Maslova and I'm founder of Sustainability Arts and also Social Behaviour Change Arts think tank and production company Dobrosphera, which can be translated from Slavic languages as atmosphere of kindness. And I'm actually international media producer. And thank you for asking me about my background because since childhood, I can't remember time when I wasn't connected actually with arts. Since really early childhood, around like 3 years old or so, I really like to go to countryside with my parents and sing songs, being on the nature and just repeating some like voice passages I really like. And then, like it's a funny story. I used a cucumber like a mic, pretending I'm a singer. Yeah, yeah, really. It was
Beautiful.
yes, just 3 years old, and but my voice and art story is actually a multi-generational story, because my mom is a singer. She is a professional singer, and she used to create her like a music career. Right now she's like spend a lot of time with home and just relatives like parents, but actually she likes so much music. It's her life. And my grandma is actually a linguist. That's why something like a melody or a rhythm of words and texts came to my mind as well, with some talents of my grandparents and parents actually. And That's why my background was somehow related to arts all time, because my parents figured out very early I just can deal with arts, and they sent me to voice like faculty time out of school. So my first 11 years started as singer and songwriter.
Mhm.
And after finishing my school, being a teenager, just several ended years of school, several last years of school, and after school, I was just a producer of music bands, like punk rock and rock music, because
Mhm.
because when you're a teenager, you actually like something like that, a protest, and. Yeah, actually like a peaceful way of resilience or so. And Afterwards, I came to my bachelor and master's time, and actually because I was moving from one region in country I was born. I was originally born in Russia. I moved almost through 5,000 kilometers like apart home. That's
Wow.
why it was like a bit complicated for the like young girl, right? And
Mm.
it was like kind of adaptation. And I spent 4 or 5 years doing something I haven't mind it was like close to arts at all. I was thinking, like bioengineering, translation, interpretation. It was not about arts, but afterwards I figured out the academic component of these
Mm.
disciplines really started to be very helpful for me as a migrant, as a researcher, as an independent person who likes to combine arts with the research.
Oh, I can relate to that so much.
Oh,
I'm
great.
also coming from the academic field and also migrated from Czech Republic to Germany. So,
Interesting.
and also in the teenager age. How old were you?
Oh, I was 15 or
Yeah, see?
16. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was, it was a really great time when you are a teenager doing some punk rock. Is a very tiny house, tiny like city, like town of Russia. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it was really great. And yeah, when I started to do my master, I decided to combine my bioengineer background because I was trying to become a scholar when I was like 18 and 19. But I decided just to continue culture and arts because, almost all the years from my life I spent within this cultural background.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and while doing my master's, in Lomonosov Moscow State University. I really love that, and I graduated it with really like a huge pleasure. It was like one of the best years in my life. Actually, I would suggest that.
Wow.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I found sustainability and ecology. mm like how can I formulate it? Like not not obliged classes. It was just by will. You can visit it. You
Hmm.
can not visit.
Volunteer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
volunteer. Yeah, volunteer classes. Yeah, and I found sustainability classes, and it was really great. Like pivot in my career because I started to make a synthesis of arts and sustainability and
Mm.
yeah, I graduated from Lomonosov Moscow State University, and I decided, if I got like a excellent marks, if I graduated with honors, how can I spend this excellence, this like intelligence into something really necessary for people? Because I didn't want to spend like artistic potential to to destroying patterns because we have a
Mm.
lot of destroying patterns, unfortunately. And I decided to spend everything I was just putting a lot of efforts to something constructive. That's how Dobrosphera started. I graduated my master's degree and I launched Dobrosphera Kind Media.
Wow, what an amazing story.
Thank you.
I mean, I love this combination of academic background and then, you know, bringing it together with culture and arts is so enriching. I find myself lots of methodological strength, in this academic background, but then being totally open to creativity.
Wow, that is really interesting, Doctor. Yeah, I can't wait to explore a lot of collaboration opportunities, dear audience,
Yes.
and yeah,
And
yeah.
then tell us now about Dobrosphera.
Okay. Yeah, this is actually my main track, what I'm working on. It is social behavior change arts and sustainability arts. Why? Since my master, I started to work on combine sustainability and arts, and I was in the United States working as linguist on contract.
Hmm.
But I started to see a lot of social problems. I started to see a lot of sustainability indicators who are not very high, who are not very good, because just we have something like lack of communication, lack of mutual understanding, a lot of
Mm,
unhealed trauma. So we need
mm.
to heal the trauma, I decided, or at least we need to coach people how to improve their lives based on they already have at least. Because sometimes, right, we can't heal anything, but at least we can give people some hope, we can give people some
Mm.
chance.
Oh, I
And
believe we can heal everything. I
oh,
believe
great.
it's possible. We have to
Great,
open
great.
to the possibilities, definitely. And what a perfect fit. I mean, this is exactly the purpose of this podcast, to bring healing tools for self-healing, actually. And I love the idea that sustainability is not just a material thing, that we need just to fix the earth and how we are treating it and the material goods, but that we heal from inside, and then the outside will adopt.
Yeah,
So tell
yeah.
us more, please, about this
Sure.
this concept. Is so deep.
Sure. Thank you for asking. So, yeah, I started to create something like a database of repeating social problems and repeating communication patterns which might be improved and people who might be interested in this improvement. Right now, I developed like the matrix, of 286 different sustainability categories, and I'm trying to use that, combining with paradigm of art as tool for change, social change. So we pick
Mm,
the problem out of this pool of just problems, and then we start to provide the needs assessment, which is common for all social projects. We are doing needs assessment, what people in this community actually need, and then we create sustainability arts which can influence on a level of consciousness and on the level of subconscious, also like a hypnotherapy, to people
mm,
to change their behavior. And from the ethical perspective, of course, we are using the like trigger warning and warning that this social behavior change arts actually it's like mentally like an intervention. So we were doing ethically and we don't like use social behavior change arts as a tool without any like warning. But this tool, why it is very interesting, because a lot of patterns are very deep inside, so we
mm,
can't just show them during the actually informational talk or without feelings, without emotions. A lot of people know about climate change, about global heat waves and gas emissions, but they can't feel the problem once they won't feel it with their hearts, with their emotional field, with their
mm,
subconsciousness. Yeah, and that's why we need to create something like psychological and linguistical approach, something which can be successfully implemented, and then people just see these arts. They know they will be a bit with a lot of with a bit more potential after they will watch this cartoon or this film or these interactive games. I have some here like a project, excuse me, I have here like a saving Polymita snail, this like a social behavior change game, interactive.
mm.
Yeah, and we have
What is
five
it called?
products.
What is it
Oh,
called?
yeah, it is called Save Polymita Snails, and this is actually draft cards I presented in Bangladesh on sustainability conference for just a month
Mm-hmm.
ago. Yeah, and we actually have five products: films, music, cartoons, poetry, and translated literature for just international market. And we actually are working for now in 30 countries, and actually we are,
Wow.
yes, psycholinguistic think tank. We are
Mm-hmm.
something We are people who are doing something like hypnotherapy for social change through arts. Yeah, thank you.
Wow, opening the heart with people being creative.
Yeah.
So tell us more, like you showed the cards, so the audience
Okay.
can better relate
Sure.
a concrete project that you've done and
Okay.
how this opens the people's heart, because that's my mission too. I love that. I
Oh,
love
wow.
doing that.
Yeah, wow, wow. This is very interesting, Jana. Yeah, I would love to share. Please go to the website www.canmedia.group and you will see this snail's hero tool. This is the most beautiful snail in the world, Palemita snail. And the problem is people are selling them as souvenirs, unfortunately, because their shells
Mm,
are so beautiful. And we need to change the behavior, right? We need to tell
yes,
people, hey, you better treat them like a friends, not just as souvenirs. And that's why we created this narrative world,
yes.
these
Animals are our
characters. Yeah,
friends. Yeah, I
yeah,
so much agree.
yeah, yeah. These characters, these friends go into the excursion on Cuba Wild Forest, and
Hmm.
these are hints how to treat snails as friends. You can play with friends, just explaining good behavior to each other, and there
Hmm.
are three different ways how to play it. And also, this is not just these cards, also a song, behavior change song, and behavior change cartoon. Welcome to visit a website and you will get it for free, song and cartoon. And
Yes,
about
we will
cards you
put the
can,
link in the
yeah,
description for
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, I will be happy to help. Yeah, with cards I can help. Cards is also like we are doing for sale for universities and different communities. But songs and cartoons are for you guys. It's for free. Welcome to grab it.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I think Dobrosphera is a lot about kindness, spreading kindness. Yes,
Yes.
that's actually for free, being kind.
Yeah.
Same as being creative. So, I mean, in the media industry or general art business, what does it mean to you um, to be genuinely kind and build genuinely kind media landscape?
Wow, Dr. Yana, this is a really great question. Thank you for that because I started my business with a purpose, trying to express kindness through arts. Even before I had social behavior change lab and had done with my social behavior change arts research as an academic paradigm, I started to think I need to use arts for good. And being extremely just unconventional, kind, and unconditional, I would suggest, for me means to treat the other how he or she or it deserves that. I mean, we all know that we would like to treat a thing or an animal or a person somehow. Somehow we
You
imagine
mean
it
in a
is.
worthy way?
Yeah, yeah, right. And also in a true way. I mean, for
Mm.
each animal, for each person, for each creature, there is really a concrete instruction how to deal with them. They might be in profit. They might be in their own condition. You know, when you buy a flower, a very beautiful flower in a pot, it needs some conditions to be just following, to let it grow in a very peaceful way and grow much. And
Mhm.
if we can follow, as like Eric Fromm, the psychologist, said, we need to explore art of love. Art of love means we should follow the instruction, we should follow the truth, how to treat in a way with no harm, how to treat in a way with kindness. I think for me personally, kindness is no harm and wishing all the best to anyone, to actually everyone, from whom you might even not get some profit. You just let it be. You just let it
Mm.
be, and if you can help, you help. If you cannot help, no worries. But just let it be. Let it live its own life, and that's all. This is kindness, I think.
Wow. Yeah, I mean that's a big question. What is the truth? Once I've written text for lecture for creatives in London, and I opened with yeah, a visual, like imagine you in a garden, right? And there are beautiful flowers all over, they're blooming, you know. Can you imagine the flowers thinking, oh, that flower over there is more beautiful than me, I have to beat it down? No, the flowers, they just simply bloom in their own uniqueness and beauty. And I think it's a lot about this competitive mindset that people have been, yeah, indoctrinated with so much that, yeah, then creates a field that is not kind, right? So maybe you can give our audience a recommendation where to start when you are in such a highly competitive field, whether as creative or whatever you do.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I would start with a suggestion how we can change our world globally, and then you
Hmm.
can be actually a part of
Wow.
it,
Okay.
guys.
Yes, please.
Ambitious, but still, let's try. First of all, I really like to follow the paradigm of Club of Rome,
Hmm.
which is called Earth for All. You know, this is a very good research how to achieve well-being, actually on a level of climate change and planetary boundaries for everyone. And right now, we have a very good scientific basis. We have a lot of proofs and data, but we can't actually still, we are just in the beginning implementing. We can't actually still implement 100% these beautiful openings, discovery, which scientists, a very good and respected scholar, already have done. And if you would like, on your level, just think that you can control the next 5 minutes, not more. Don't try so much because
Start
our
small.
yeah,
Hmm.
start small because our mind is uh, used to create a lot of complicated concepts, but we need something small and simple one. And start to do something actually you consider as kind behavior. What does kind behavior mean for you? And if you found something on social media, if you found something through arts, Dobrosphera website or another sustainability arts production company, and you like this concept, try to implement it. If you start with
Hmm.
your own inner kindness, no matter how it might be proven scientifically or not, you will express yourself and you will heal the world with kindness.
Amen. This
Amen.
is just exactly what is so much needed. And I mean, we all meet difficulties, right? There's so much pressure out there. We're facing a global mental health crisis.
Right.
So what gives you personally strength? Where do you find your inspiration to keep on going and realizing all these amazing projects?
Wow, thank you for this absolutely inspiring question, Jana. Um, Actually, for me, it's the feeling of the truth how it might be. I mean, not just something like you believe without criticism. No, no. I critically thinking what might be the truth for today, for tomorrow, and extrapolating these thoughts on the context I'm in, living inside. I see some small changes I can do for every day. I can tell something like a thank you to the waitress in the restaurant. I will tell
Mhm.
thank you. I can create something like a cartoon on kindness. I still have some budget, I still have some resources. No matter, I will do that if I have time. The power of creation, not just for arts, but for arts, absolutely. The power of creation, something constructive, creating something beautiful. It's a power of life. It's a power of respectfulness to the world we are living now. And I
Mm.
found my inner strength in the potential and in the willingness. I would like to improve something that must be improved for tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and I'm just working for that. I am living for that. This is my strength.
Wow, that's such a beautiful mission.
Thank you.
So, Alena, we have here a tradition that each artist expresses or leaves a word that expresses what his art or her art is about. So the artist before you left the word universal.
Oh, great.
Please tell us, how can you and your art relate to this word? How does it resonate with you?
And I also need to left the next word, right?
Yes, but first
Okay.
tell us
Yeah,
about
great, great.
universal.
Okay, sure, sure. Universal, I think this is a very relative to Dobrosphera arts because
Mhm.
atmosphere is something universal. It's something we
Yes.
are breathing with, our breath, our like oxygen and another gases are filling our atmosphere. And atmosphere of kindness is the universal vibe, universal atmosphere of emotions. And I think it relates, as Immanuel Kant said, you should follow the law that might be the universal law. You should act with such kindness, for example, that might be universal kindness for everyone.
Mm.
And this categorical imperative, I think, it is about being universally kind, universally respectful, universally responsible, and universally empathical.
Mm.
That's why Dobrosphera relates to universal, right? We are working like we're trying to work for now with all countries, expanding our network, spreading kindness. That's why it is universal. Treat everyone as you want to be treated.
Yes. And I mean, it's really feeling much better to yourself, right? Because
Yeah.
actually we are all reflecting each other. So when you're kind to others, you're also kind to yourself. Living with anger and frustration or holding grudges towards the others feels just really bad to you. You're doing this to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and I think
Agree.
it's an eye opener when people can realize that how I treat others is actually how I treat myself and vice versa, right?
Right, right. I agree.
So what's your word that resonates with your art?
Great question. First of all, I was thinking it might be love, but then I decided to change to the word dobro. It is word kindness. Kindness.
Kindness.
It's
Yeah, I thought so you would choose this word.
yeah.
Very beautiful.
Thank you.
So do you have a final message for our audience, Alena?
Uh, I think so. First of all, thank you so much for watching this, because once you decided to find something on kindness, you're already kind. Because
Yeah.
your results, of course, they are important, but your intention, that's what doing people, they're just, unstoppable, the most powerful, the most beautiful, the most respectful creatures on this world. We, for now, in a progress, level of progress, that we achieved almost everything. Not every other species on this planet can achieve as much as human can. And
Mm.
we need to take this responsibility with kindness. Let's be kind, and having this intention, trying to bring some kindness to each other, no matter the facility, matters the intention. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Alena. That was a very insightful episode and talk with you. Thank you for watching to our audience. And yeah, please let me know in the comments your thoughts and follow the channel, subscribe, and see you soon in the next episode. Thank you,
Thank
Alena.
you. Thank you, Jana, for having me. Bye, guys. Talk to you soon.